Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad you asked. Got my calendar right here. July 17th at Red Run, and then July 31st, I have the American Golf outing for the Cancer Society.
I also have the American Cancer Society golf outing on the 31st, and also I got yours on the 18th, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Whoa, boys, these are a lot of events and golf outings.
Well, you want me to miss my own golf tournament?
Gabby, they're all great calls.
I mean, this is
Hold on. I got this. Guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Hold on a second.
He always.
Hey guys, thanks for coming so fast. How are ya? Remember the guys from Randy Wise, right? Sir. The Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Watch for the eye.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much. Brought to you in part by Premier Security Solutions, Fairway Packing Company, and Swiss Insurance. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Hey, let's go. Monday show, July 3rd, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com if you're watching live. Happy 4th. Happy almost 4th, but the holiday Braylon Edwards kind of sets up a little differently. Two of them. What do you do with this Monday? For the Tuesday holiday. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
Good afternoon to you, but man, that's been the question of the day. Everybody, starting yesterday at my niece's birthday party, everybody's like, this is a weird setup. Usually you get 2 days off and then you roll into the weekend, but to come to work on Monday, then have Tuesday off, it's just real hokey. Like I'm here, but I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm here, but I'm not.
Which is rare for a Monday that you are here in the summer because you're always doing these golf tournaments.
This is true.
There is not a golf tournament on holiday Monday, essentially.
There is not a golf tournament. There was one this past weekend right down the street at DGC. Tom Mazawey, before I start the story, how you doing over there, buddy?
I'm good, Bray. I'm good. Brian, welcome in, everybody. It's going to be a good week because we're all off tomorrow.
Right.
And then before you know it, it's hump day. Then it's Thursday and Friday, and we're off again.
Look at that.
It's the way to look at it.
So who's off Thursday and Friday?
Nobody. But Thursday, Friday, then we're off.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's going to be like a nice short week.
That's a creative way to think about it.
Ricky Fowler found a way to win.
So the Fowler fade did not show up this past Sunday, and we use the Fowler fade. If you know golf, you know Ricky Fowler. Like, he's always hot. Day one, day two. Fades on the third day, which is Saturday. And then Sunday, he can't get it done. Most recently, he did it 2 weeks ago at the PGA. Faded when he was in the league, and he leaves the door open for Wyndham Clark. So he wins at DGC. Shout out to Ricky Fowler. He wins. Spoiler alert, he gets his first win in 9 years on tour. Ryan Ermanni. Golf's a very interesting sport. The fact that he's one of the bigger golfers, but yeah, he's only won once in 9 years. But Ryan, you've complained about streaming services for the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Especially as it relates to Thursday night, getting the primetime game, having to wait for the thing to buffer. Sometimes it's, the catch up, the lag, the whole situation, having to wait. You can't watch commercials. You can't just click out and go watch commercials. I'll do you one better. I was trying to watch the Rocket Mortgage all week. On Sunday, Ryan, outing started. I think they showed they started the replay from yesterday.
It was so dumb, dude.
It was on so many different. I had to write it down. So on Sunday, I had to turn on ESPN at 11:15. They didn't even have the feature groups. They had two groups. Neither of the groups had guys that were going to finish in the top five. Then they had three holes. They would show you 15, 11, and 15, 11, and 13. How about the guys who's in first place, Ricky Fowler? How about the guy Colin Morikawa who was in first guy? Didn't show you that. So then it goes off ESPN Plus at 1 and goes to CBS Sports app, not even on CBS. And if you don't have the CBS Sports app, you got to wait till it's 3 o'clock on CBS, which they will show you the delayed action that has already happened.
I didn't notice.
You
couldn't even see the Rocket Mortgage.
I had no idea.
You could not
couldn't
watch
see it.
You couldn't watch it. I looked. I was looking for it. It was a rainy day yesterday.
Yeah.
So I was looking for it, and I watched a little bit on the golf channel.
The golf channel.
But the golf channel was like 2 hours or an hour behind what actually was happening. Then it goes to a playoff. It was a mess.
What happened? Why?
CBS was playing an old golf tournament. They were playing.
Exactly.
They were playing some just regular show.
It was another outing.
And they did not broadcast because they moved the tournament up. The tee times up because of the impending weather.
Yeah.
They wanted to get the tournament in, and CBS just dropped the ball.
One of the best tournaments of the year, right?
Yeah, it was really good.
For us, I mean, it's a crappy tournament.
It is?
Well, I don't want to say that. I don't like golf when you're 30 under par. You know what I mean?
But the old Buick Open was like that.
I know. I don't like watching that stuff.
I agree with Ryan. You like to see the.
I don't want to say crap. I don't. That was not. But I don't like to see scores in the 20s.
It wasn't a crappy golf outing, but I understand exactly what you meant. When you starting to see golf, when you see scores, Maz, 22 under, 24, like 24 under won it. Ricky Fowler. That's letting you know it was an easy course. You like to see golfers in their element, man. Like you see them, like to see them challenge. So, but it was they put on a great event. Rocky Mortgage is the 4th year they've done it. They put on a great event. It's great. It just sucks that we couldn't see it. Like I'm like tracking down everything. I'm doing everything to just be an hour late. Nah, it was raining. It was humid. It was hot. It was birthdays.
The weather was horrible for this event.
Yeah.
You got to give them that. It was bad.
You guys fireworks people? Will you be doing fireworks over the next couple of days?
I don't shoot them off myself.
I don't either.
But I never turned down an invitation, especially off a lake. Last year, I think I went to the Lake Orion fireworks, which were actually a surprise treat.
Lindsey Hunter was talking about how they used to shoot fireworks off at people.
Roman candles at each other. I'm like, Lindsey, really? He looked at me like I was crazy. Like, you didn't do that, Maz? I'm like, no, I didn't do that. I'm like, did anyone get hurt? He's like, just a couple burns here and there.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. I mean, you're listening to that, you're like, I don't do fireworks. I'm man, for lack of a better way to say it, a scaredy cat when it comes to that stuff. I don't want any mistakes. I don't want any accidents.
How about what happened to poor Dave Rexroth a couple years ago?
I think about that. It's
not
good.
I've always been a daredevil. Like I've always been a daredevil. I've been doing dumb stuff my whole life. But some things you just don't like. Fireworks, never like fireworks. Motorcycles, never like motorcycles. Some things I just know are not for me. And then when what happened to JPP happened, I still was in the NFL.
That's another great one.
So when that happened, it's like nothing ever happened my whole life. I just didn't stay with. But when that happened to him, I was like, see?
And if you don't know, Jason Pierre-Paul of the New York Giants blew off his fingers.
Three of
them. And he had to,
they
had play with a club.
And he cost himself a lot of money. Now he still got paid, and he ended up winning the Super Bowl with Tom Brady and the Bucs a couple years ago. Cost himself a lot of money at the time because he was up, kind of like a Miles Bridges situation. He was up for a max contract with the Giants, and they pulled back and didn't give him nearly what they were. It's not worth it. Look at Kellen Winslow, man, like riding those motorcycles. Cost him a great career that he could have had. Certain things I just stayed away from.
I know. I'm not too much of a thrill seeker myself.
Yeah.
No, and you remember just a few years ago, the tragedy at Manny Legacy's house.
Yeah, that's right.
One of the young hockey players lost his life, and those people will never be the same. And Manny's got to carry that around with him for the rest of his life. So it's dangerous, man. But you know what? If you go to a lake, and that's where I'll be after here, I go to Uncle Joe's, got a place on, I forget, up in Commerce Township. I forgot the name of the lake. I don't know why. It's one of those big lakes, and they put on a great show. But when I go to them, my kids like it. My wife likes them. My mother-in-law likes them. I really could care less. But I'll do it for the fam.
You know what, Ryan, Ermanni, and Maz? Today and yesterday were birthdays. Yesterday was the birthday of my niece, who I've talked about enough on this show. Celebrated number one. It's already been a year.
Happy birthday.
Already been a year. This is Rain and I. That's about 3 weeks ago. That's Father's Day on the left.
She got you wrapped around her finger, man.
She does. But guess whose birthday it is today?
Mr. Plater.
It is my stepfather's birthday. CP. Happy birthday, Dad. That's him on the right hand, Mom last year at the Michigan game. If you don't recognize the scenery if you're not watching and you're listening. So shout out to those two. Happy birthday to you both.
Happy birthday.
Good
Happy
weekend.
birthday. Look
man.
at that beautiful family right there. How about that? How cool is that?
Almost made me forget about putting Sasha down.
Yeah, sorry about your dog Sasha there, Braylon.
Nah, it's all good.
The Rainbow
man.
Bridge.
Hey, so such as like 14 beautiful years on this earth. She was a bundle of joy, and she had a good life. She had a good run. She brought a lot of joy.
That's
We'll
great.
leave it there.
Absolutely. We will leave it there. Big show for you today, guys. Dan Dickerson is going to join us today, Tom Mazawey.
That's it. Baseball, man. It's like apple pie, right? You got to have Dan Dickerson on. Tigers, one more week till the All Star break. Hey, they've won 2 in a row. They beat Colorado again. That's another series for the Tigers. Yes, they're not a great team. 2 grand slams yesterday, 5 home runs. Matter of fact, they hit a home run cycle. A solo,
Oh,
a 2-run
wow.
shot, a 3-run shot, and 2 grand slams.
Look at that.
For the Tigers. So we'll talk about that and the All Star game coming up. Michael Lorenzen
Oh man, don't get me started.
going to the All Star game.
Yeah, that's Braylon. No disrespect to Michael Lorenzen, okay? None at all. He is not an all-star. I'm sorry.
I don't think
I'm
that's.
sorry.
I don't even think that's disrespect to him. Like, there was no way when Michael Lorenzen got that news, he looked himself in the mirror and said, I deserve this. Like, and that's one of those things I didn't never understand about baseball. There's a representative every year from every team. Like, they have to have a representative from every team, I believe. And
They do.
to me, it just doesn't make sense. Like, if you don't have anybody that deserves, keyword being deserves, you don't get anybody to go. Mass, quick pivot, Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani.
He deserves it.
Shohei Ohtani. 31 home runs, 3.02 ERA.
It's unbelievable.
What the hell?
He's amazing.
Like-
He's our Babe Ruth.
It's getting to the point where it's getting more and more ridiculous by the day. I mean, Aaron Judge just broke the record last year. Hell, Shohei may break it this
He
year.
might.
Oh, and by the way, he'll do it with a 2.72 ERA.
He might win a Cy Young as well. Yes.
Cy Young MVP, man. That would be something.
Yeah, I mean, but nobody's paying attention.
Nope.
It's like,
Except me.
yeah, and some hardcore baseball fans.
I've
I
watched
mean,
more baseball this year than I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I'm picking up steam
Yeah, it's very good.
because I got to pick up you guys. You don't like it? I got to pick you up.
No, I mean,
I watch baseball.
No, I like it. I just, again, when your team is not very good, it's harder to watch the league.
I'm going to the game tomorrow.
But
Taking my family and we'll go to the game.
But now when the Tigers are within so many games,
Right.
I do start paying attention. Like this morning, one of the first things I did was I looked to see who the Guardians and who the Twins are playing this
Good.
week. Like the Twins are playing the Royals, and the Guardians, I forget who they're playing, but they got a tough series against.
They do.
I forgot who they're playing.
and
but
they come off a losing series.
Guardians are playing Atlanta.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Best team in the league.
Oh.
Best team in the league.
Again, you got to sweep the A's, though. You got to sweep the A's if you're the Tigers.
Look, the Tigers are playing exciting baseball. We talked about it at the beginning of the year. You just want those guys to be hanging around. You want those guys to win a couple series here and there. You want those guys to be exciting. You want those guys to score points. You want those guys to be in the fight and make it interesting. Excuse me.
Bless you. Excuse you.
They may not be good, Ryan Ermanni, but our whole division is not good, and the Tigers are making the most of a bad season. They're making it fun. They're playing some good baseball, man. It's exciting.
We're going to talk to Dan Dickerson coming up in just a little bit, top of the hour, actually. But I would like to just get your takes on Michael Lorenzen being the All-Star. Who would you have chosen? We'll have that for you. NBA, NHL, free agency, Pistons, Red Wings making moves. Were you happy with those moves? Also, the Lions getting universal love when it comes to making the playoffs from the ESPN panel. You'll hear that. Big show for you today. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. When you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, technology backed by people, and they got all different kinds of stuff there. They got all of it.
They just were in last week reaffirming our connection, man.
Absolutely.
Ask for Jason.
Oh, man. All you got to
gonna
do
take
is
great
ask.
care of
They
you.
got customized solutions from real experts. When you see it, You know you're being protected by
Black
the
and
best.
yellow
Oh,
sign.
it says one thing.
Come on, stay out.
out.
Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
Stay
That
out.
number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Stay out of here.
Get out.
Stay out.
Guardian alarm.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Woodward Sports. Hit that like button as well. Helps YouTube push our content out to more people. Let's get to over 100 likes by the end of the hour. Braylon, we mentioned it earlier about, Michael Lorenzen is the Tigers representative for the All Star game. And look, God bless him.
He's 2-4.
In his last 7 games, he's 0-4. He's given up 21 runs and struck out 31 batters. Good for him. There is only one player on the Tigers list that should have been selected for the All Star game, and that is Miguel Cabrera.
I disagree.
Now, I know he went last year.
Yeah, I disagree
with
too.
Albert Pujols. But Miguel Cabrera in his final season should have been the All-Star representative for the Tigers. And if you didn't choose him, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to celebrate him in his final season. I know they kind of did that last year, but last year was a Pujols year to me. I thought they should have taken Alex Lang, because Alex Lang is a guy that every single team that is a contender is going to be lining up to get that guy, I think, at the trade deadline. He's my all-star if it's not Miguel Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera, I disagree on that. Last year, Miguel Cabrera actually was our best player. If you want to go statistically at that time, and it sucks, it shows you how bad the Tigers were last year. Miguel Cabrera was the best hitter on the team, and it was one of those honorary type deals like they did for Albert Pujols, who actually turned it on at the second half of the season. But they did that last year with Miggy. Miggy's not Barry Bonds. He's not Mark McGwire. He's not one of these ones that everybody around the league want to see. They did it last year. They got it out of the way. This year, if they were going to do anybody, I think it should have been Jason Foley. Jason Foley is the reliever, and these series that the Tigers keep winning, they keep plodding along wins. He's helping them in those final innings, getting those wins, securing those wins. Jason Foley has done a really good job being a reliever over these past 20-game stretch. So I think Jason Foley.
Hey, it would have been Riley Green if he didn't get hurt.
Clearly.
For sure. It would have clearly been him. I'll tell you, I know Tork's had a bad month. He's looking like he could hit. He is looking like he's going to be the home run threat that they thought he was going to be when they drafted him just a few years ago. He is rounding into shape. You could tell that this guy, I think he's a big league hitter. No, he's not going to be the All-Star this year. And Ryan, now that I think about it a couple minutes, yeah, maybe Miguel over Michael Lorenzen would have been the call here. Although they gave him the tip of a hat last year, he really is the only guy that really should have went for Detroit. No question.
But let me ask you this question. Like, Miggy has 1 home run this year.
I know.
So do you give him 2 years of your former greatness or your ties to the greatness for the Tigers? Or do you start giving the new players? Do you show them some new face? Hey, look, he's 2-4 with the Tigers, but maybe in his inning in the All-Star game, maybe he strikes out 3 hitters. Maybe he puts himself on the map. He's a younger player. Tigers have younger players. Why not showcase, even if he's bad, why not showcase your younger players over Miguel? And this is just devil's advocate, Ryan. 2 years in a row, Miguel, last year, his at-bat, they didn't even show it on TV, if you remember. Like, they literally were showing Big Papi in the dugout,
that's
and then
right.
he hits, I think, a ground out to shortstop. But why not showcase some of your younger talent? Or why not at least show your talent, hey, we're putting the past behind us. We are going to focus on you. Now you got to step your you-know-what up.
My situation about it, though, Bray, is if there was a guy worthy of being selected to the All-Star game, obviously take that person. But where you are as a franchise right now, where you don't have anybody on your team that through a half a season, through 83 games, really has separated themselves as even an above-average player. I mean, we're not talking about like just maybe not being an all-star, but being a good player. We're talking about guys who are barely hanging on to being a major league player.
May not even be a player.
How about Kerry Carpenter? Let's send Carps.
But again, that's my point. We're not talking about a guy. Oh, every team gets an all-star representative, so these guys are battling it out as the best player on the team. I mean, there isn't a Tigers fan known to man that selected Michael Lorenzen. If I gave 50,000 Tigers fans 50,000 guesses on who should be the Tigers All-Star, not one person would have said Michael Lorenzen.
Not even him.
Not one.
He was embarrassed.
Michael Lorenzen would tell you he shouldn't be an All-Star. I mean, he's grateful for the opportunity, but so under those extreme circumstances, I would have selected Cabrera.
So that also lets me know that we got to give Scott Harris some time, because the fact that we can't find one guy with at least halfway decent stats just to be a decent representation.
How about Matt Vierling?
Got to give Scott some time.
Well, just one thing about it. Eduardo Rodriguez probably would have gotten back. Riley Green would have been the guy. That's why I'm talking about these circumstances surrounding this franchise are really pretty unique.
But let me ask you this question. If you're Michael Lorenzen and your name gets called and you get the text or you get the call and say, hey, we're going to use your revenue, do you turn it down?
Hell no. Hell no. You don't turn it down. That's the experience of a lifetime. That's why I always say, so.
But it's all. But at the same time, just hear my vision out.
Okay, I want to hear it.
I'm Michael Lorenzen. I get flown out. The Tigers are going to fly him out to where's it at this year? Oh, it's in Seattle. Mm-hmm. They're going to fly him out to Seattle. He's going to be out there hanging with the other All-Stars, real All-Stars. When you're looking at Acuna and Ramirez, and you're looking at like you're looking at the tops in the league, Shohei Ohtani, and then they're looking at you like, look at this clown. Like, I wouldn't even want to be in that space to be a player that, no, I don't have nearly the stats needed even to be a decent player. I don't want to be sitting around the best in the league. I don't belong there.
Listen, let me give you these numbers.
Do it.
Zach McKinstry leads the team with a .251 batting average. Spencer Torkelson leads the team with 12 home runs. Two tied for RBI lead at 42, and Javi Baez and Spencer Torkelson. Zach McKinstry with 11 stolen bases. The most runs on the team is 40 by Torkelson. On base percentage, McKinstry 335, Torque at 404, and then OPS 2 are tied. McKinstry and Torque. I'll tell you, now that I'm looking at it,
Torque should have made
I would have let Torque go.
Yeah.
Torkelson should have been the guy.
And he's your number 1 draft pick in the future of your team.
Now that you look at those numbers, and you know what? You want to laugh? I might even have said Javi Baez. Because at least El Mago, you laugh, but at least he used to be amazing, and he's still an amazing fielder.
You saw that catch? You saw that catch he made the other day?
He had a grand slam yesterday. What the hell? At least people would have said, "Oh, Javi Baez."
It's Javi.
Javi Baez.
Baseball catches on top 10, they have not been the same in the last 15, 20 years. Like, now when they show you a top catch, you're like, that's really top 10. That catch by Javi Baez,
amazing.
That's an old school top 5 play.
My only thing, though, too, is if you have a team, and I don't know if this is taken into consideration or not, but you have a team like the Tigers that clearly doesn't have the Tigers clearly would not have one All-Star on the team if it weren't for
the rule
of each team has to take somebody. In those circumstances, maybe you do lean towards taking a guy that can throw an inning if something happened, pitch to a batter.
Right.
Instead of taking the hitter that's going to get one at bat, maybe you take a pitcher who could conceivably throw an inning if you need if you need an arm. But even in that case, don't you take Alex Lang?
Yeah.
Who is one of the more, I don't want to say dominant relievers, but he's the guy that gets the job done more often than he doesn't.
Well, maybe the American League manager asked for Lorenzen because, let me tell you, he's better than his numbers. He really is better than his numbers.
Yes.
He's been in a lot of games. He's kept them in a lot of games. He's pitched some really good games.
He's a good player.
He is.
I don't want
He's
to
having
crap on him.
He's having a decent year. The numbers don't show it, but if you watch enough of him, you're like, I like this kid. And I've seen him enough to say, I like this kid. Maybe the AL manager, and I forget who it is. I think it's Houston's manager, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker's the manager.
Maybe he said, put Lorenzen on the team, I'm going to use him.
Yeah, and then to your point, we don't know the full circumstance behind it because what if Sky Harris, what if and AJ Hinch, what if they called Torque and say, hey, look, Torque, we got a spot. You know, it's yours if you want it for the All Star. Or Torque was like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want
No, he wasn't doing that.
But like you ask certain guys are built they're built different ways. They may not want to be the honorary member that didn't make it through the numbers or didn't make it through the jury of his peers and the writers.
Yeah, definitely pretty interesting in what?
I just want to say, growing up, I'm a huge fan. The All-Star game was always one of my favorite events.
Yeah, I used to love it.
And I always wanted to see one of my guys on the team.
Yes.
Like, growing up in the 70s, the Mets were horrible except for 1 year. The Yankees were horrible in the beginning until 1976, and they started to become the Yankees again. Then they got bad in the 80s again. But to see a team, and you guys, your Tigers, don't you to see Rob Deere stand there or whatever?
Mickey Tettleton.
Those are your guys. Kids want to see their guys. Now I'm not sure how kids are in this day and age.
They ain't watching
because baseball ain't the same. It's not.
No,
they don't watch it like I watched it, like we watched
What's your favorite All-Star game moment?
71, the whole game.
The whole
1971 All-Star game is when I really fell in love with baseball.
Yeah.
Watching it at home, but watching it at Tiger Stadium and all those Hall of Famers. To see those stars in the outfield. I can still remember it, and I know where I was, and I remember where I watched it, and I'll never forget it. Ever forget it. I have a program from that game, as a matter of fact.
Mine was in-game. It was Cal Ripken. Like, it was
awesome.
Yeah, it was Cal Ripken. Like, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it when he hits the home
run
to win the game, and that's the same year he broke the Iron Man record. So that was it for me. And then Ken Griffey and all the home run contest. But we used to remember moments from the All-Star games. Like you said, man, it's very different.
Didn't Bo Jackson lead off the game of the home
run?
Yeah.
Home run.
How about when Lou Whitaker?
Good call.
Didn't they forget their uniforms? Maybe it wasn't for an All-Star game.
Was it Nolan Ryan he hit the home run
who
on?
he hit it off of.
I think
It's about Lou Whitaker.
Don't you remember when it was the Tigers? I thought it was at an All-Star game, but it might not have been. When their uniforms got lost, and they had to buy a fake uniform from the gift shop.
Gift shop?
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
and wear them. Yeah, I know it was for one game for sure. I thought it was an All-Star game. I could be wrong. But they used to wear their own jerseys and stuff like that. You remember when you wore your own jerseys? Now they got this jersey for this year. By the way, is ugly. The Seattle jerseys are ugly. I still have my one from what year did we have it here, Rye? 03 or 05? 05. I still got that. I got a nice chair from that too.
So All-Star games, you're a fan of the own jerseys versus whatever theme they come up with?
Yeah.
NBA, same for you? You like the regular jerseys?
I like wearing the regular jerseys.
You, Ryan?
I like the regular jerseys.
Yeah.
I think you did say it.
Yeah,
I like regular jerseys. Every once in a while, though, an All-Star committee get it right. Like the year the NBA All-Star game was, I want to say, in San Antonio, and they had that green.
Yeah.
With that
they had those rainbow colors.
Yeah, and they had the cactus on it.
Yes.
Those were dope. Every once in a while they get it right.
Speaking of the NBA, there's a lot of player movement.
I don't even know who's on what team.
It doesn't even matter. Red Wings, Pistons, who you got? NBA comings and goings, NHL. Tyler Bertuzzi signed as well. With who? Oh, man. We'll get to all of that next.
They're one of
Dan
the
Dickerson
original
coming
six.
up top of the hour. But first, a message from Big Boy.
That's right. He stayed with the original six. Three teams now.
3 teams in a row.
All right, Big Boy, you know the scoop. It is Strawberry Fest at Big Boy. Get on down there. Start your day off with a great breakfast. The strawberry hotcakes, the mouth-watering red velvet waffles. If you're not in the mood for breakfast, I don't know why it wouldn't be, but if you're not in the mood for breakfast, you can get that strawberry bacon chicken wrap or the refreshing summer splash salad. And those desserts, it's the best part of the meal, right? It's the classic strawberry pie, the deep fried vanilla Oreos, or the strawberry hot fudge cake. Plus, you can just get a good old-fashioned Big Boy from your favorite place in the neighborhood, Big Boy.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports. Detroit's winning sports network. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
NBA, NHL free agency opened over the weekend, and I'll tell you, look, some of the money being tossed around in the NBA is friggin' insane.
$50 million to DiVincenzo?
If I'm Lindsey Hunter, who was here for Big D Energy today, how much do you think Lindsey Hunter could have gotten in his day? A $25 million a year player?
He could have got
20
DiVincenzo
at
money.
least.
He could have got DiVincenzo money.
What, 4 years, $50 million?
Yeah.
15 mil a year?
Easy.
It's a lot of money, man. God bless these guys.
Look at those. Look at that.
God bless these players, man. You think of Deshaun Watson, who makes the most money in the history of the NFL, $250 million. Friggin' LaMelo Ball just got $260 million.
Holy crow.
You know, I mean, God bless him. Desmond Bain, $200 million, 207.
Great name.
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, when you look at it, when the top players in the league, Damian Lillard next year will be making $63 million. Wherever the hell he's at, he'll be making $63 million. You look at somebody making $15 million, it makes sense. It's like, well, you know what? When you look at it like that, it scales back. But definitely I chose the wrong sport. I tell you that.
Thank you, China.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, the overseas appeal.
That's why LeBron walked those comments back a couple years ago. He was like, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's just allowing these television contracts to just keep getting bigger and bigger. Pistons, look, what do you say about them? What do they get? Monty Morris and...
Yay!
Yeah. And who else did they get?
It doesn't matter.
Who? Joe Harris. That's right.
There they are.
We talked about Joe Harris on Friday. Look, man.
If you're not gonna make the splashes that people want, if you're not gonna make a big splash, just don't do anything.
Well, you need to field the team. You do need to field the team.
Those are two good players.
They were at $20 million in the cap. Now they put 18 in Joe Harris. I mean, thank you for all 7.6 points of that. What the hell?
Well, I mean, this season is going to be all about Cade Cunningham.
Look at that. We picked up 18 points there with those two players.
It's all about Cade Cunningham and how he's able to play with Jalen Duren and with Jaden Ivey.
Let's see, 18 for them. Cade will give you 18. That's 36.
They're still going to average under 100.
I know. I'm trying to add them up. 36. Duren will give you 20.
Cade's going to give you
That's
how
56.
much a night?
18 will give you.
Oh, okay.
Duren will give you 20.
I think Cade averages 22 this year.
Okay.
Because I think the big thing with Cade is rookie year, he got hurt early, but then he was really trying to figure himself out. And then the Jeremy Grant situation. Then last year he gets hurt. I think Cade is listening. A lot of people, much like myself, is like wanting to know what is Cade fully, what can he be, not necessarily having reservations. I think Cade is going to come out on a mission this year. I think he's going to average 22 points.
Jeremy Grant will be a Piston.
You think so?
He just got paid.
He's coming.
He just got paid $160 million.
They're not going to keep him now that they're letting Dame go.
They got to keep him. They got to have somebody older for these guys to play. But it's a lot of young guys out there in Portland. You got to have at least one guy
They're the new Pistons.
that can buy a drink.
Yeah.
Steve Wild says, Ryan, supporting blood money in China now, too. No, I was being sarcastic. I am not a fan of China. And I think the NBA is some of the biggest hypocrites when it comes to China.
Whoever said that, what are they communicating on right now? iPhone?
Right.
Hey, by the way, Dennis Preem on the chat says, Maz, you were correct. I was at that All-Star game, 1985. Jack Morris, Alan Trammell, Lou Whitaker, Hernandez, and Dan Petrie.
Wow.
They all lost their jerseys.
No kidding.
Yes.
Holy
That
smoke.
is incredible.
I knew it was some game.
That is wild.
What's up with the state of Michigan, Metropolitan Detroit? Remember Michigan, the basketball team?
Oh, yeah.
The
NCAA tournament,
yeah,
didn't they?
It was a Big Ten tournament. They had to wear their practice uniforms.
Yes, that's right.
And they won the tournament that year, too. That was the crash.
Yeah, the plane slid.
Yeah. I'll be loose with the crash.
You know, when it comes to the NBA, look, the Pistons aside, it doesn't look like they're going to do it. If they get Jeremy Grant, great. If they don't, fine too. It's going to be all about Cade Cunningham this season. But another guy that we talk about a lot, Damian Lillard, man. Damian Lillard, he's going to make some team better. The Miami Heat are a team that's being rumored to. That's where he wants to go.
Yeah.
He wants to go to Miami.
He's not dumb.
I mean, he would make them better.
You heard Colin Cowherd today. Well, I did. He said they basically let their whole backcourt go, knowing that they're going to get Lillard in a trade, and they have offered everybody on their team except Jimmy Butler and I think Bam Adebayo.
Yeah.
They're the only two guys that are protected. Everyone else is up for Portland to take, and I don't know if Miami's making the right choice, but hey, they made 2 finals in the last 3 years. They're doing something right.
Yeah,
Pat Riley, believe in Pat Riley.
At the end of the day, yeah, you definitely believe in Pat Riley, but you also got to believe in if you got there twice and it's the same thing every time, you're just outmanned when it comes to the end, then you know you got to make that move for the right gun. Damian Lillard is that gun. They just got to be careful, though. You got to make sure you still have a bench. You still have guys that can come in and fluctuate. That's the thing that made Miami so good is that culture. Like, they can rotate guys in and out. It didn't matter, and they still would keep the same flow going. They still were able to beat the juggernauts of the East. So.
And the Nets lost Seth Curry.
They did. Why won't he just go play with his brother? Just go play with your brother.
Hey, when you talk about Damian Lillard, over the weekend, the Bad Boys 30 for 30 was on too. It was on early in the morning yesterday.
It's the only time they care about Detroit.
Yeah,
early in the morning.
But we talk about how Calvin Johnson retired early for the Lions. We talk about Barry Sanders, how he retired early. I forget how young Isaiah Thomas was when he retired. Isaiah Thomas was 32 years old when he retired. Now, he tore his Achilles in the final game, so he would have missed the following season when he was 33.
Yeah, it wasn't his Achilles, though, that messed him up. And he talks about it's his wrist. It's that wrist thing. When he broke his wrist that year, then they did the surgery. They messed the surgery up. And he can't use his wrist like he used to. Like, even now, he can't shoot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he can't shoot. He doesn't even, you would expect a guy like Isaiah go to the gym, put up some jumpers. He won't shoot.
Oh, yeah. That was not addressed. It was just his Achilles and the thing. But I wasn't aware of the wrist thing. But he talks about his Achilles, and once he did that, it was over. Yeah. Like, he just had nothing left to give. But you talk about Isaiah Thomas retiring at 32. That's how old Dame Lillard is right now.
Yeah.
That is like if Damian Lillard just said, no, I'm out, I'm retiring, that's it. Wow. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Isaiah had a lot left, I feel like.
He did.
Well, he says he didn't. But when you talk about the age-wise, he retired very early.
Lillard's a short-term answer here for any team that gets him. He's a short-term answer. That means they want to win in the next 2 years. Am I wrong?
I was going to say, just think about the Isaiah thing. When guys say they didn't have anything left, that's a way to cover that they really still wanted to play, and it was the injury, but they don't want to make it about the injury because I do it too. But with Damian Lillard, I don't know if it's a short-term answer. Last year he averaged 32 points a game, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. It was his best statistical year that he's ever had in his 11 years. So I don't know if it's a quick fix. I think Dame can give somebody a legit 5 years. I think he can give him a strong 5 years, a strong 3 for sure.
Okay.
And then a really solid 2 to back that up. I don't think it's a quick fix, man. I think it's a 5-year plan. 5-year plan.
Fine with me.
As far as the Red Wings go, they made a couple of signings. Look, a lot of people are.
They made 10 signings.
Yeah, a lot of people are
10.
Is that do they have enough spots?
Yeah, it's.
I gave you guys a sheet.
I'm looking at it right now.
I mean, that's only a few of them.
Yeah.
That's only a few of them.
A lot of these guys are on 1-year deals. JT Comfer, the Michigan Wolverine, is the main. You'd call him the guy that they get because, 5 years, $5 million per. That's the guy that
you just talking about the basketball salaries,
right? Exactly, basketball salaries compared to the hockey salaries. But JT Comfer, he's the main sign. Won a Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche a couple of years ago. Good second to third line center, can play wing too. They got a goal. They got a goalie. Look, people are frustrated with the Detroit Red Wings. People are frustrated with the Detroit Pistons. Just wake me up when you guys start winning some games.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at with these.
I got you.
That's where I'm at with these two teams right now.
Yeah.
And the only reason I talk about the Tigers as much as I do is because they play in the worst division in baseball.
They have a shot.
Maybe one of the worst divisions if you go
ever
in history
in all sports. Right now, the American League Central is probably the worst division in sports.
Yes.
Not just in baseball.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And that means the NFC South last year.
Right.
Or compare it with that.
Right.
That's a championship thing compared to this.
Somebody is going to get a shot at the postseason.
Yeah.
And again, if you have a shot in the postseason, I'll go with Eduardo Rodriguez, Tarek Skubal, Matt Manning,
yes.
and heaven forbid you make a trade for an arm.
Oh, Michael Lorenzen too.
Fine.
All Star.
Go get Justin Verlander. I mean,
that's funny.
Verlander and Scherzer are on the blocks, guys.
That's why
they're not coming here, but they are on the block.
Can you imagine being?
Why would
they're not coming here?
Why?
Because
why would they?
They're not.
Well, they don't have a choice.
You said they don't have a choice in terms of what?
The Mets are going to give those two players away.
They're going to pay their salary and send them.
Whoever can pick up their salary, they're going to give those players away.
I'm just saying, like, if you're Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander, like, the last two places you've come, you've won championships or you've tried to win championships, and then you went to the Mets. And by the way, the fact that they're 19 games out of first place and they have the highest payroll in all the sports, that's just ludicrous.
It's one of the worst seasons by a team that was supposed to be a World Series contender ever.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you have where are your options? Number one, where legitimately could the Dodgers pick up $40 million?
There's word that Scherzer's going to go back to his original team, the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are playing over their heads right now. They're leading the Dodgers. They have a rookie of the year in Corbin Carroll. If they get Scherzer, they're going to be trouble to beat. So I believe Arizona will be in the play for Scherzer. As for Verlander, I could see him go back to Houston.
Or Texas. You know,
how about trading him like it'll never happen, but the Mets trading him to the Yankees?
Well, again,
it'll probably never happen.
It would never happen. I don't think that would ever happen. But again, if you are a playoff team, now I do think the Tigers are going to fall back. Their schedule really
heats up.
Heats up.
Yeah, but right now they got 6 winnable games.
I know, man. It's just so hard to say we're going to make the postseason and we're not going to. You got to go for it. You know, we'll see. I don't know. It's a pipe dream, but
side note, you can't put the Pistons and the Red Wings in the same category. Red Wings were 35 and 37 last year. Pistons, they didn't sniff 20.
No, I understand that the Red Wings are way further ahead than the Pistons. But again, I can only pay attention to the rebuild of the rebuild of the rebuild so many times before I'm like, okay,
right,
I'm good. Just when you're competing for a playoff, when you're in the playoff, wake me up. It's I don't have all this time to be sitting there watching crap teams.
Is there any fear that Stevie Eisenman gave all that he had to Tampa?
Zero.
I think he's just waiting and biding his time. This year, he had the money. He wasn't going to go out and spend it all just on someone. He just plugged some holes this year. They're going to make the playoffs. They're not going to win the Stanley Cup. Next year, they go out and get their big gun.
What does Apollo
year.
say to Paulie in Rocky 3?
Next year.
I don't got 6
I ain't
years.
got 6 years. I ain't got 6 years.
You about to make me watch part 3
Come
again.
on.
You say Apollo who?
Oh, boy, I can't hold me no more.
Guys, Netflix with a 10-part series on who? We'll have that for you. But first, a message from Fairway Packing Company. Oh, guys, it's the 4th of July.
Oh, man.
Come on. There is only
Are you
one.
cooking?
There is only one. I'm not cooking. But if I was cooking, there is only one place that you should go to impress your guests.
Where's that?
That is Fairway Packing Company.
Oh,
For
yeah.
over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience the Fairway difference yourself today. Visit their grab-and-go steaks on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods. You can also visit them online. Fairwaypacking.com. Fairwaypacking.com.
Source, age, prime to perfection.
Boom.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
That's because he's half Latino.
We're talking about movies.
Peter
man.
Parker.
Oh man, we're talking about movies.
That ain't Latino.
Enter the multiverse.
I took the kids to see Little Mermaid this weekend. I thought it was a great movie. It was a little too long.
Right.
It was about 20 minutes too long.
Did you nap a little?
No. But that Halle Bailey is a beautiful girl, man.
So what we were saying off air is it's funny, you know, when people get all up in arms when you know, movies that are classics, whether it's The Little Mermaid, whether it's Spider-Man, whether it's whatever, people will all of a sudden get mad when the color changes. Let's go in a different direction. Let's try something. They get in an outrage, like, how could you do that? It's because it's fiction. There is no color.
Hey, I was pissed about Karate Kid back in the day when Hillary Swank became the Karate Kid.
Well, they did have a gender. Okay, that was over the line. I'm joking. Sorry. I'm joking.
Oh man, good stuff. All right,
She was bad,
guys. So news came out actually just a little less than an hour before our show began at 2 p.m. here on the 3rd of July. That Netflix is on the verge, it's not finalized yet, but they are on the verge of securing a 10-part docuseries for $50 million on Jerry Jones.
Are they going to have a picture from the Ku Klux Klan on one of them episodes?
Oh, man.
I'm sure they got it.
They got to.
They got it.
Jerry Jones. Oh, they absolutely have to.
Waiting for it.
That was when he was a kid.
Yeah,
it was like anything.
They absolutely.
Now they beat out the big boys for this.
Amazon Prime. They beat out.
I think HBO too.
ESPN.
Yeah.
Max. They beat out all of them. So apparently there is a demand for a 10-part docuseries on Jerry Jones.
I don't get it. Remember how we complained about a 4-part series for Bill Walton?
Listen, there's two
That's
guys.
true.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's two guys that a 10-part docuseries.
That's a lot of episodes.
That is a lot of episodes. You have to have, and maybe Jerry Jones is that guy. I mean, you could do upbringing, how he got rich, buying the Cowboys as a whole, controversy surrounding him. I mean, you can do a lot of different elements with Jerry Jones.
This is true. Think about how hard this is. The Last Dance was 10 parts. 10 parts. And we watched that during COVID, which we had nothing but time so we could watch it. We watched it, but it wasn't all about Michael Jordan. It was Phil Jackson, it was Steve Kerr, Dennis Rodman, and Scottie Pippen. And don't get me wrong,
Jerry.
9 and 10, I was ready for the series to be done. Like, once you got through 1 through 8, 9 and 10, you're kind of like, all right, I know where we're at. I know what happens. Jordan's going to hit the shot. Everything's over. 10 parts on Jerry Jones?
I don't get it.
Aside from Michael Jordan's 10-parter, the only other person I think you can get a 10-parter out of, and they got 5 parts out of him, was O.J. Simpson. That is the only other guy that I think you could legitimately have a 10-part docuseries on and have it be compelling from beginning to end. O.J. Simpson.
I enjoyed Derek Jeter's. I enjoyed the captain.
Jeter was good.
I'm about to even make your argument stronger. It was a 4-part series on O.J. Each episode was 2 hours.
Yeah, right.
That's 8 hours. So you're right in the wheelhouse. Yeah. What I'm saying, like 10. It definitely because I wanted more of O.J. Like, I would watch another 4 hours on O.J. Like, he's one of those polarizing characters. When you ask,
I'd like to see a 4-parter now on O.J.
100. The stuff that he's done from
seriously,
I watched 2 hours just on his Twitter comments. Like he's hilarious on Twitter.
Hey, Fish is in
way.
the chat. Hey, Fish.
What's up, Fish?
What's up, Fish? We miss you, baby.
The real Fish.
The real Fish.
There he is.
Yeah, baby.
I had 3 people, but I didn't know we were doing just sport.
Yeah, okay. Give them to me, because when I was thinking about this and the question that we were talking about when. You say, who would you like to see a 10-part? Because I'm kind of shocked that Jerry Jones has a 10-parter. And again, it's not the fact that there's a documentary about him.
Yeah.
It's a 10-part documentary. So the question in our little chat was, who would you like to see a 10-part docu-series on? And I was thinking it was going to be sports specific, but Braylon, you're going outside that window a little bit, but that's fine. Go for it.
I got 3.
And feel free to weigh in on the chat as well.
Yeah.
I have 3. The first person that came to mind, because I wasn't thinking sports, is Eddie Murphy. I will watch 10 parts on Eddie Murphy. Like, Eddie Murphy got private from basically the 90s till now. Eddie Murphy is more so private. He'll do a movie here and there. He'll do an interview. But Eddie Murphy dominated the 80s. He dominated the 90s. Like, what he did, like, what he ushered in, he's still funny. He's still doing things. I could watch 10 parts on Eddie Murphy and his brother in there, Charlie Murphy, too.
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie
Murphy, you know what I'm saying? Arnold was one that came to mind. His just came out on Netflix called Arnold, and it was amazing.
3.
Exactly. So, but 2 hours apiece. So, 6 hours, so 6 episodes. Other one's Charles Woodson. And that's me. I mean, I know everything about Charles Woodson, but I would actually watch the breakdown of him, junior high, Fremont High School, all the way to not going to Ohio State, Michigan, being the first player to win Defensive Player of the Year, Oakland getting drafted, just everything his career has entailed. I would watch that on him, but that's a personal choice.
So
Eddie Murphy would be my guy.
Before I get to mine, I want to say, I watched a lot of television this weekend too because it was raining. It sucked.
Of course.
On Big Ten Network, they had a series or an hour-long thing on Desmond Howard. It was, and I'm not a Desmond Howard guy. I don't know, just something about him rubs me the wrong way. I'm grateful for what he did at Michigan.
He always picks Ohio State on the air.
Some of the great memories I have as a kid is Desmond Howard, the dive, the pose, all that stuff. But I just don't feel like I'm not a fan of Desmond Howard. But I watched this, and one of the things he talks about when he was picking high schools. You know, his
St. Joe's.
He went to St. Joe's, picking a high school, and he said he was a kid and he watched this. He was at this basketball game, and he sees these kids from St. Joe's walk in. They're all wearing just like sport coats.
Varsity Lettermans.
Yeah, the sport coats. Lettermans. Yeah, they all look orderly. He's like, I want to go there. And his dad said to him, you know, to go there, you will have to wake up at 5 a.m. and take 3 city buses to school every day. And just that part alone, like the struggle,
it brings you in.
Who's doing that these days? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we make everything so easy for people.
They get
now.
NIL. They don't need a bus.
But not just. I'm not talking about college
Yeah.
players. I'm talking about high school kids. And like, you know, I'm raising soft kids. You know what I mean?
My kids are like cotton.
Like as parents now, we are so soft on our kids. Like Desmond's dad was like, "You want this? You got to do it." And I'm thinking, where are all the tough parents out there again? You know, because maybe I'm just looking myself in the mirror a little bit. Like I want to freaking. I don't want my kids to scrape their friggin' knee.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm raising soft kids. I ain't doing them any favors.
But they say.
But but just that fact about raising a man. That you got to take 3 city buses to get to school every day, and then to do that. I mean, that part alone gives me a newfound respect for Desmond Howard.
They say as it relates to that,
good.
you know, men
Yeah.
raising men, and you go down like the generational cycle. They say that cycles off every 4 years. I mean, if you look at where my grandfather was, it was struggle. You know what I'm saying? Where my father was, struggle, but much better. You know what I'm saying? Where I am at, way better. Still a lot of dumb stuff, but way better. On my son, it's gonna be super easy for them. So as they get raised and it's super easy, they don't work as hard. They become entitled, and now they raise bad kids, and then their bad kids struggle. So it cycles off about every 4 years.
Well, that's the TikTok that was going around last summer. It was the camels are coming theory.
Oh yeah,
the camels are coming. The leader of Abu Dhabi said, "My grandfather rode a camel. My dad rides a camel. I drive a Mercedes." My kids will drive a Mercedes.
Yep,
my grandkids
that's
will
exactly
drive
it.
a Mercedes. Their kids will ride a camel again.
Exactly.
And the theory is
you start working hard,
the
and it
theory
falls
is
apart.
Bad times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create bad times. And it's just this constant cycle over the course of our existence. That's not just specific to now. That's just over the course of existence, how it goes. My documentary that I would like to see a 10-parter on is Tiger Woods.
Beautiful.
The struggle.
Well done.
I mean, to break that racial barrier in the game of golf when he did, to deal with what he had to deal with growing up. Into getting in that 97 Masters. You can even culminate it at the 97 Masters if you wanted to. You know.
Oh no, there's way more.
I know there's way more, but just in leading up.
I want from 97 on.
Right, and even
to ask you a question, because you're right. So you didn't like what HBO did, because I always thought HBO left me hanging.
Yeah.
Like with Tiger, they did. How you do 2 parts on Tiger and they leave me hanging? They didn't even get anything real.
Yeah, and even the part of how many times, like we talk about this with baby Gronk, right?
Yeah.
Like when you have a parent that is so focused on getting their kid to be a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Like we come down on baby Gronk's dad for that.
Yeah.
But you know, in actuality, Tiger Woods' dad did that. Richard Williams did that with Venus and Serena.
Mm-hmm.
We come down on Todd Marinovich, his dad. But you know, there are times where
sometimes.
that does work.
And that's the problem. And I mean, that's the thing. We don't come down on King Richard. We don't come down on Earl Woods.
Because it worked.
Exactly. But you notice in the people that we're naming as it relates to who would you like to see a 10-part documentary on, even talking about the interest in Jerry Jones for $50 million, what do they all have in common? Tiger Woods, O.J. Simpson. Oh my God, like tragedy. They have racism in it. It has like some triggers. It has like
greatness too.
It has tons of negativity. Has a ton of greatness. It's polarizing. Like it has law, legal. It has everything you want. Like it's a juicy story. Like those are the ones that people will spend 10 times. You look at Jerry Jones. He's got a lot of skeletons in his closet. I'm tuning in with the popcorn, and I'm excited to watch.
Controversy, right?
Yeah.
Controversy.
I don't know if I want to watch 10 parts about him. I will for my job.
But there you go.
I'll watch it, but I'd rather watch something on Muhammad Ali, on Howard Cosell, on Mike Tyson, on Pat Summerall.
How many docs? How many docs can you watch of Muhammad Ali?
I know.
And Maz, I watch all of them.
Yeah.
So I'm speaking from a space just like you. But how many times you gonna shove the Cassius Clay story?
But I would.
I would too. I want to see some more people. I feel like there's been enough decades have gone by, enough stories have happened It's time for some new
How about
stories.
Hank Aaron?
Kind of.
Again,
I don't want to go back
it.
to the same thing. Now I got to watch, you know, we couldn't play baseball in this time.
Okay,
and then he had
okay.
to deal with this, and he dealing with all that. I'm tired of watching.
I would like to see more recent guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that Jeter thing was really good.
It was great.
True.
You know, I'd like to watch one on Kobe. You know, God rest his soul. Kobe, I'd love to watch one on Kobe.
Absolutely.
Him just not being here
Yeah.
is the only thing I'll have, because the things I really want to dive into are personal. I want to hear from Kobe about Denver.
You know, it feels like you do need a Kobe one soon, though, because, again, the older you get,
You know they're
don't-
working on it.
I know you just don't want that memory to fade away either. These younger kids who are going into high school now, I mean, do they remember how great Kobe Bryant was? You think, you know what I mean?
He's young enough for them to remember, and what's going to happen is, you remember, I want to say 2 years after he retired, he won that Oscar for Best Short Story. And it was The Life of Basketball, or whatever the name of it was. That company that he works with, he's part owner of that company. Now, Vanessa is, I guarantee you, as soon as it happened, they already greenlit them to make the film for it. So it's going to be done.
When did Kobe retire? Do we remember?
2016.
So 2016. So that was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
but he wasn't Kobe, like, to what you're asking about young kids, he wasn't Kobe since 2011.
So a senior in high school was 10 years old when Kobe played his final game.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about that. Guys, we're going to take a break. Come right back. When we do, we'll be joined by Dan Dickerson, voice of the Detroit Tigers. But first, a message from Dispo.
Oh, man, we were out there last Friday up in Romeo. It was amazing. They showed love, a little hot, but guess what? So were the items that they were selling. 21 up, you got to be to go to Dispo. All wrecked, 9 different locations around the state. People are great. Riley with a Y, what's going on? They always treat us well. They'll treat you well as well. Try some of those strands that Mass tried when he tried those gummies 2 weeks ago. High-man products, worm products, doesn't matter. They got it all. 21 older, rec only. Dispo.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. We are the network for Detroit, by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
I still like the colors of the logo.
Hey, now, hour number 2 of the program. Welcome in, everybody. Having a lot of fun here on a Monday, July 3rd, ahead of 4th of July. Kind of an odd day on a Tuesday this week. Do you know the last time 4th of July was on a Tuesday was 7 years ago?
How about that? That's shocking.
That,
you bringing the dad jokes back?
Yeah,
I see.
right, exactly. I'm a real funny dad joke day kind of day. Let's bring him in. He is the voice of the Tigers, the best around.
Is he on?
The great Dan Dickerson is with us. How you doing, Dan?
Oh, good.
There he is.
I can't hear you guys.
Dan, you hear us?
You can or cannot?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
What's up, Dan?
Dan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic. How does
better with some winning Tigers?
Right, exactly. How does Dan Dickerson celebrate 4th of July holiday? Are you manning that grill? I mean, I know you got a ball game, but otherwise.
Yeah, tomorrow. So today we'll celebrate. It's my boy's in town from California, which is the best. So we just went golfing. I'm not a golfer, but we like to go out once a year and just play a couple of best ball with 2 of his best buddies. We call them our other sons. So we just got done with that, and then he's got a Bob's Burger recipe book for burgers. We're going to throw one of those recipes on the grill, play some video games. And,
what games you playing, Dan?
Dan don't play video games.
He got for me, he said, for Father's Day, Gran Turismo.
Oh yeah, sure that's for you.
Sounds like you were a distant father.
We're gonna do a little driving, then we're gonna watch the Bears. So I think that's our day, big day.
I love that. Well, thanks for taking some time with us, Dan. Let me ask you, just first of all, news of the day, Michael Lorenzen being the All Star representative for the Tiger. What was your reaction? We know what his was, one of surprise. What was yours?
Yeah, surprised. And then I think that surprises of, I mean, you probably had better reliever candidates, right? I mean, even he would admit that. So that's the surprise. All the starters have been hurt, so you could certainly make the case he's the most consistent, healthy starter. It is kind of funny. I mean, I think he has some fun with it. But Jason Foley and really Jose Cisnero are having all-star caliber years. I think I would like to have seen them, not at the expense of Michael Lorenzen. I'm very happy for Michael. But it wasn't definitely a surprise.
What about Miguel Cabrera? Would you have under these circumstances? Eduardo Rodriguez is hurt. Riley Green is hurt. Would you have considered Miguel Cabrera there?
Well, I think he got the kind of the what was it?
Last year, last year he got it. Yeah.
Year. I think that that should go to somebody else this year. So no, I'm okay with how they went about it.
Hey, Dan, quick question. Spencer Torkelson, you talk about a guy, 12 home runs. Matt just gave us the laundry list of stats that he's leading the Tigers or co-leading. He's the face of the future for the Detroit Tigers. At least they want him to be. They drafted him number 1 overall. Wouldn't it be a good idea, since you can choose, to have chosen Spencer Torkelson and kind of put him in front of the national media, and maybe he goes out there and hits a home run or does something special?
Or you just give him a break over the All Star break, one of the two.
See, that's why I came to you with the real question. Great.
Yeah, I think, and truly, I have no idea, all that goes into it. But they do want. He gave Spencer Torkelson a day in Texas for a very specific reason. It's both the mental grind and the physical grind. And what did he do the next day? He had 2 home runs. Now, it's not just because of the off day, but AJ's very good about that. And I don't know. I think he had a hot finish to the end of the first half. But in terms of the All-Stars, there have been some guys who've done some things more consistently well in the first half. I am very excited about where Spencer Torkelson is heading into the second half, because the first half finished with 4 home runs on the road trip, and just taking that advice from Miggy, let your hands work, and he put it to use. I'm pretty excited about what goes on from here, especially when you get Riley Green back and the 2 of them together in the order. They could really feed off each other quite a bit, I think, in the second half.
100%.
Hey, Dan, I got a comment on yesterday's game in Colorado. I'm not a big 14-8 kind of guy. I like 1-0 games, 2-1 games. But I was really entertained yesterday. 2 grand slams. They hit for the home run cycle. They got the solo, the 2-run shot, the 3-run shot. I was so entertained, and I can't wait to go see them.
Excited.
I can't wait to go see them tomorrow. They play the A's. The A's play hard. I mean, they got not much there, but they play hard. I'm looking forward to this series, to be honest with you.
Well, and think about it. The A's beat Atlanta in a series. They won 7 in a row at one point. That's a longer win streak than the Tigers have had this year. You can't honestly, yes, that's a bad team on paper, but I think they're 11-12 in their last 23. So you can't take anything for granted. You honestly can't. So I'm excited about it. One of the things that somebody pointed out, I was talking with Bobby Scales after the game yesterday. He said, you can take those swings, because there was a point after Carpenter's home run. Remember, there was the Torkelson double right before, and then Carpenter hit the home run. they started to attack.
Yeah.
And he said, you can really take that mentality, even though you're not in Coors anymore. And let's face it, the ball was absolutely flying yesterday.
Yep.
But he said, you can take that mentality, bring in have that mentality, and go back and do some damage. And he said that actually there can be some carryover, which I thought was an interesting way to look at it. Coors makes you feel good, but it also reminded you when you attack early, the right pitches, and it can be very effective.
Talking to Dan Dickerson, voice of the Tigers, taking a couple of minutes with us here. Dan, I look at this team, and as a fan, too, they win a game, and they're in it. 4 games back. They lose a game, season's over. Yeah. I'm done. It was a good ride. But, I mean, here we sit. 83 games in, they're 4 games out. Somebody is going to win this division. You get Skubal back, you get Rodriguez back. How should people view where these guys are right now?
I think you just got it. They're getting so the list of people they're getting back. Think of it all in the space of about 2 weeks. Start with Manning coming back. Rodriguez. Skubal in the A series, Akil Baddoo, probably Billy Green, but both soon. Bo Brisky added to the bullpen. Everything I've heard about what he's doing is big. Now, I think the endurance is what they're really trying to make sure they build. But he's nearing the end of his 30 days on rehab. So Bo Brisky is going to that's a power, multiple inning guy in the bullpen that you're going to add. So, what should Tiger fans be thinking? What happens this month? See if they can take all of that. They lost their best hitter and their best pitcher at the end of May, knocked them on their heels. It took them a while to recover. Then they finished the month, I think, pretty strong. That was a good road trip.
Yeah, it was.
But now they got these guys back. Can they have a month more like May, 16-11, than what we saw in June? I think the odds are, yes, it's going to be much closer to May. But you have to have a good month. Because if you have a good month and you are 2 games out, if you're 2 games out and you're still 10 games under, no. A.J. Hinch has made it clear. We have to play better before we start any talk about where we are in relation to first place. He said, once you start doing that and we're below 500, we have to play better baseball. We need to accumulate more wins. So watch this month. All these guys coming back, some signs of improvement for the guys who are here, like Spencer Torkelson, Banez, Carpenter, Vierling, have all really been, all had good months of June. And Spencer, I think, is really heating up. So let's see what happens. If they're 2 out and they've had a 16-11 month of July, get excited.
And Dan, let's say that. Let's say they have a 16-11 month and they're 2 games out. How do you not try to go for it then? Let me rephrase it. Would it be harder to trade guys away at that point?
If you've played really well, you got these guys back, you started to play really well, you close in on the 500 mark. Let's say you're within 2, 3, 4 games of the 500 mark with a 16-11 month. I don't think they do trade guys away. I don't think everybody say you got to trade Eduardo Rodriguez if he's pitching well. Do you? What are you going to get for a guy that's a 2-month rental? And you don't have to preclude the possibility of an extension. They can still work that out in the last couple of months. So I really do, that if those things happen, good month, close within a couple games of the 500 mark, you realize that 80 to 84 wins could take this division, then I think they don't sell, and they might just make smaller moves. They're not going to sacrifice any of the future to add a guy. But the fact that they don't sell off some guys, I think it's significant.
All right, let me get totally crazy on you for just 1 second. If the Tigers are under this scenario and the Mets are just giving these contracts away, I mean, wouldn't you like to start Justin Verlander in Game 1 of the American League Division Series?
All right.
I mean, they're just giving them away, these players.
We just gotta pay. That's all.
Yeah. So the Mets will say, you know what? We'll take most of that salary. Can you just please take him off our hands? No, you have to give up something, Ryan. Who do you want to give up out of the minor leagues? I don't want to give up Colt Keith.
Well, not Colt Keith and not Parker Meadows. Everybody else is up for grabs.
All right. Yeah. Here's the thing. This is what Dave Dombrowski knew very well. The good GMs know their own talent the best and are willing, not afraid, to trade away. Colt Keith is not going anywhere. But you're right, probably Parker Meadows, and then everybody else, even the guys that you're really high on, the good GMs know which ones they can deal to get what. In other words, what their value is on the open market, and they're not afraid to make the deal. That'll be fascinating. I don't think that's going to happen, but hey,
we can dream for a while, right?
Stop on your dream. If you want to dream a little bit, you go ahead.
Right.
Hey, Dan, before we let you get back to JD, by the way, hi, Justin, from Uncle Tommy there, by the way. Welcome home, Justin. That's a future Hollywood.
Yes.
That's a future Hollywood director there, guys.
Yes.
There he is.
Love it.
I just want to let you know, Dan, I got no words for Shohei Ohtani. Well, give me a little something, man, because he's coming here soon.
Oh, my God. It's just, I never get tired of talking about him. It's just, and I hope we never take what he's doing for granted.
You can't.
It's just unbelievable. It was at one point, I think that this was 3 days ago, 14 home runs in 20 games in June. I think he ended up with 15 in June. When I looked about a week ago, he was the toughest pitcher to hit in the American League by OPS. And he had the highest OPS for a hitter.
It's
Come
unreal.
on.
It's unreal.
Come on. That's insane.
It's fake.
It's insane. It's and I love it. And you can't say he's the best to do this since Babe Ruth. No. Babe Ruth, look it up. He stopped. He realized doing both was too hard.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan.
He stopped pitching by 25, and he realized it's too much. Shohei Ohtani's doing, I don't care if it's DH. I don't care what he's doing. Ask any pitcher. Could you be hitting every other day of the week that you're not pitching as starting pitcher? It's nuts, and I love it, and it's something we've never seen before, and I'm not sure we're ever going to see it again. The toughest pitcher to hit and the best hitter are the same
person.
guy.
It's unbelievable. Where's he going to be pitching, Dan? Where is he taking his show?
So what's the contract, first of all? $500 million?
600 million?
Yeah.
600.
Yeah, whatever.
600.
Whatever.
Like it's 600 because if you
the Yankees make the run at him, don't they, Tommy? Come on.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna go. I think the Mets have the edge. I do.
Because they've shown that they know how to spend
yes,
money well.
I know. How about the Cubs?
$70 million payroll.
How about the Cubs?
It just.
I don't know. I mean, anybody, if you think you've got the flexibility in your budget, and
it just seems like the Dodgers
qualify because there are too many needs.
Yeah.
But any team with any kind of creativity, given the Bobby Bonilla contract, a 20-year deal and then 20 more years after that.
Wow.
Right.
Man.
That's a good one. Hey, Dan, thanks so much for this.
Do something creative.
Right. Dan, thanks so much for the time. Justin, thanks for letting us borrow Dad for about 10, 15
JD.
minutes. We appreciate it.
Boy.
Thank you so much. Dan, enjoy the day with your sons.
There you go. Quotations.
And good stuff. Go
See you tomorrow, Dan.
Enjoy
See you tomorrow.
Tigers.
Enjoy the Bear.
All right, Tommy.
All right. Take care, guys. See you, Dan. The great Dan Dickerson. And Braylon, you're on this Shohei Ohtani thing, too. I mean, I don't know, man. I almost think $60 million a year for 10 years is almost a little light.
It is.
I'd go 60 for 5 and see where you are after that.
Yeah, I mean, he's just looking at this.
You know?
I definitely like a shorter deal for him because the main thing you want to see is, look, he's killing it right now. He's crushing it. But as a fan, I can sit there and say, man, pay Shohei $1 billion. Pay him this, that, and the third. If I'm an owner, if I'm in the front office, I'm a president, how much longer will he be able to be this dominant? How long will he be the best hitter in Major League Baseball, as well as one of the best pitchers in Major League?
He'll have to give one up. He'll have to give pitching up.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. Exactly
Good
what I was
stuff.
thinking.
All right, guys. We're going to talk a little NFL next. Lots of happenings there. But first, a message.
Trivia.
Oh, baseball trivia?
We got a little baseball. And we also have a little July 4th trivia,
You
too.
want to do that next?
Yes. Let's get out the way.
Let's do it.
But
July
first, a
4th.
message from Planet Fitness.
Yes, summertime is a great time to join Planet Fitness and beat low E. Planet Fitness is your home for your judgment-free zone where anyone, and I mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you will experience a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes in a 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. Your fitness is essential and a key part of your physical and mental wellness, which is why Planet Fitness is inviting teens the ages 14 to 19 to work out for free all summer long with their high school summer pass program. For more information, or if you care to join, visit your local Planet Fitness today, or check them out online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Having a lot
Especially
of fun.
when they win.
Hey, I've been just quickly. I've been watching a lot. Like Ice Cube is doing the podcast circuit, and one of the things about the Big Three, I did not realize this, Braylon, but he talks about how the NBA is working against him.
Yeah.
They are going to his sponsors and trying to get, making it hard for the Big Three to find sponsors. I love that league. That's a fun league. Why is the NBA trying to do that to, one of their biggest fans? He's not trying to compete at all against the NBA. I don't think Cuttino Mobley is trying to get back into the NBA.
No.
Why won't you let these guys play and just not bother them?
Why didn't the NFL let the USFL play?
Because when you get into, and Maz hit the nail on the head, they want to be the only show in town. When you are the NBA, when you are the NFL, when you are the NHL and MLB, there's no time for anybody else. They feel like, and this is the sad part, they feel like they own the players that come through the league. So Coutinho, the Joe Johnsons, the Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, who, remember what the NBA did to him when he wanted to become a Muslim? They froze him out, wouldn't let him play. Then he started to get some shine. 25 years later in the Big Three, and they froze the Big Three as well. They own you for life as a player, so you getting some shine on the side and guys still being able to make some money and be on TV. No, we want to capitalize, monetize everything that you do. That's all it is. It's greed.
It's so crazy because prior to hearing him speak about this, I would think that the NBA would try to lift him up.
He ought to sue him, antitrust. He ought to try to tear them down.
Well, but again,
then it gets ugly.
Yeah, well, again, for Ice, you're just
got the money.
You're just trying to have some fun with the league.
Keep it that way.
You know what I mean? Though you're just he doesn't need the money.
No,
he doesn't need this league. He does it because it's something that he's having fun with. Other people are making money. He is too, but other people are making money.
Well, when did they play the Big Three? Was it in the summer?
Yeah.
What do you think they have going right now? The Summer League. They got their own thing.
Summer League.
Yeah, the Vegas. They're huge. They're doing an NBA
it gets big
Vegas thing. It's getting big, man.
It's getting big, and that's it, man.
Like a bubble thing, right?
Once again, you found it, man. They got the NBA Summer Leagues going on. People get into the Summer Leagues now. Their current stars go to the games as well. They're in attendance. People start to watch. You want to watch the young stars around the mind. It's the best way to get the jump on it. Let's watch the Summer League.
Look at Parker. He showed us a jersey before. Hey, this is a cool looking jersey.
And it's the Summer
white
League jersey.
Summer League jersey. It looks cool.
All right. Guys, you know what? Let me take a break real quick. Get back on time. Trivia next. But first, a message from Randy.
Oh, Randy. How would you like to see famous athletes like our main man right here? Braylon Edwards, Darren McCarty, Jim Harbaugh. Play golf with us guys, the average Joes. Well, you can do that. Thanks to Randy Wise Automotive and Woodward Sports. This is the way to do it. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Make the wise choice. Get to a Randy Wise dealership as soon as you can, and make sure you keep it right here on Woodward Sports for more of the info on how you can play golf like a celebrity.
only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Outdoor Equipment Company. Your childhood may be over, but playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, parts, carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more. Servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more information, visit this website right above my head right here. www.OutdoorEquipCo.com. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Outdoor Equipment Company, your power equipment playground.
All right, welcome back to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. It is trivia time. I figured
Trivia time.
I figured the 4th of July action I seen. We take a break from the sports and we do some July 4th
Bring it
trivia.
on.
Ooh.
Brian, Maz, Parker, and JB, are you guys ready?
Here we go.
All right, first.
Maybe a little beat here, JB. Let's get a little beat here. Let's get this. Oh, yeah, baby.
There we go.
JB and Parker in the house.
Here we go,
Ray,
JB.
Here we go. I got my pen.
First question. What day was the Declaration of Independence actually signed?
I'll go with a Monday.
Well, no, the date, like the day that.
Oh.
I'll go July 1st, 1776.
I'll go July 4th, 1776.
That is the common misconception. It was actually signed, what would it have been, yesterday. July 2nd.
That was close.
Yeah, you were very close. July 2nd, 1776.
Damn.
It was actually signed, not the 4th, but everybody represented on the 4th. Here we go.
Damn.
How many people signed the Declaration of Independence?
Ooh, how many people signed it? I think it was like in the 20s, wasn't it? Like 26?
Bump that number. You got the second number right.
56?
There you go.
Yeah.
Really?
Look at Ryan Ermanni,
yeah.
56.
What was the most?
Benjamin Franklin.
No, what
John
was,
Hancock.
There you go. That was the
What's
word. I
the
couldn't
most
get the
famous
words out of my
signature?
mouth. The
But
famous
it was actually Benjamin Franklin. No, Thomas Jefferson actually wrote it.
Him
though.
and John Adams.
He penned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
just
all
meant the
penned
most famous signature.
It's 56. They penned it.
Obviously, it was John Hancock.
All right. There's one president born on the 4th of July. You're going to get
George Washington.
his initials are CC.
Calvin Coolidge.
There you go.
Keep cool with Coolidge.
1872. He was
Wow.
born July 4th.
That's a great birthday.
2 presidents that died on July 4th. I'll name them.
Give me initials.
One's one of the more famous presidents of all
Herbert
time.
Hoover.
He's not one of the more famous.
Ronald Reagan.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Okay, you're getting close. He's on.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Is he on a money?
He is on some money.
He's on money.
He's on money, and he's on the mountains in the Black Hills.
Oh, Teddy Roosevelt.
Nope.
George Washington.
He wrote the Declaration of Independence.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas
Yeah, I don't know
Jefferson.
who
TJ.
died on that.
Thomas Jefferson
All right, that's
and,
one.
John Adams.
John Adams.
They both died on July 4th.
You know what's interesting about that too? Like,
You guys know I went to Mount Rushmore last
Yeah, I know,
summer,
it's
right?
awesome.
We got pictures.
You know what's interesting about like the Declaration of Independence as well? Like the founding fathers.
A couple things.
Well, yeah, a couple of things. But the founding fathers, I mean, guys that signed that were as young as 26. And I think Benjamin Franklin was the oldest guy that
Like
signed it. He was
50.
70.
Yeah.
And, you know, you talk about 70. I mean, life expectancy back then. These
That
guys
was
had
it.
died. But there were guys dying like 80. If you look at when those guys died, like 84. I think there was a 90 in there somewhere. I mean, just interesting that a guy who's 26 years old is making
Yes,
the rules for
making
a new
history.
country, right?
Making history.
Yeah.
Who was
Amazing.
the first president of America?
George Washington?
No, I didn't say United States of America. I said America.
I don't know what you mean.
There was a president before they got the 13 colonies, before they elected George Washington. We had the president of America. Benjamin Franklin was the second president of America. The first one was Peyton something. I gotta look it up.
Peyton Manning?
It definitely wasn't him. It could have been, but it was Peyton something.
Thorne?
And then Benjamin Franklin was the second. It was president of America, not the United
I'll be
States
damned.
of America.
So Benjamin Franklin was the president back
He was. He was.
John Hanson. In November 1781, John Hanson became the first president. Oh, no. Never mind. Sorry.
Anyway.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who.
You're in 1780. It's already a U.S.
Exactly.
It's already USA.
I don't know what. I don't know, I guess, what you're talking
Prior
about.
to the
I
Declaration of
said prior
Independence.
to the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah,
Why are you
prior.
making it so difficult? I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you, Ryan.
Prior to the United States of America.
Very good.
How many people lived in America on July 4th, 1776? We are currently at 338 million.
Yeah.
How many people were we in 1776, July 4th?
Can we get a range?
3 million.
Damn. That is ridiculously close.
I was going to say 20 million.
2.5.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow, man. Great guess.
Thank you.
I didn't even have to give a range on that. 2.5 million.
How's that, JB?
There's that many people in Michigan now.
No, I didn't grow up back then, guys.
Is that what people ask you in the chat?
No, I'm going to look, and I know that's what they're
It's going to be asked at this point.
On average, how many hot dogs are consumed or purchased for July 4th?
300,000.
I'd say
Way more than that.
10 billion.
150 million hot dogs.
150
nationwide
million?
on the weekend.
I'm going to have a couple later.
Yeah. Hell yeah, you are.
Hell yeah, yeah.
And some Kansas City dogs.
KC dogs?
The Statue of Liberty was a gift from who?
France.
Germany.
100. Oh hell no, it wouldn't have been Germany.
No.
France.
Yes, France. 100 years after. And what is Statue of Liberty's real name?
Lady Liberty.
Well, she is a lady and she is Liberty, but it's Liberty is in there. The technical term is Liberty Enlightening the World. That is Statue of Liberty's real name.
I told you that she's on Jersey water, right?
She is. She goes to New York on the weekend.
She does.
She goes to
We loan her out to New York, just to let you folks know. She's a Jersey girl.
She definitely is a Jersey girl. What else do we
You know,
have here?
I got to be honest with you. Even though I grew up there, like, just yards away from the Statue of Liberty.
Wow.
Do you know it's because of Planet of the Apes? I'm still scared.
Oh, when she was on the beach?
Yes. Because of Planet of the Apes, they have ruined the Statue of Liberty for me.
That's a scary scene.
As much as I always want to see her when I'm out there,
saw it.
it scares the living day. She scares me.
I never saw
It's like
it.
at the end of the movie, I think he's going back to like his world, Earth.
Don't
and
ruin it
America.
for him. You're
He's not
rooting for
gonna.
him.
If he hasn't watched it by now,
You've never watched Charlton Heston and Planet of the Apes?
he's 60 years old.
Not watching that.
Speaking of Liberty Bell and Lady Liberty,
Philly.
How many times do they ring the Liberty Bell on July 4th?
Before they cracked it?
It is
13.
Look at you. There's 13.
Because of the what?
13
13
colonies.
colonies.
13 colonies. Yes, this is the second Liberty Bell, by the way.
Here's
know
one
that
for
as
you.
well.
What was the original capital of the United States?
Philly.
New York.
Philly.
It was Philly, then New York. Philly. Okay, let's
guess.
see what we got here.
It's fine.
New York's a good guess, Brian.
Yeah, it's
it
a great
is.
guess.
I think New York was a capital.
It could have been.
Oh, you want to be
Maybe
right
I missed
too?
it.
You want to be right?
No.
It used to be. It used to be.
What else you got?
What was the first year in which fireworks were shot off?
By the way, New York City was the capital of the United States from 1785 until 1790.
Wow.
I said it was the
Then
second
Philly?
Mm-hmm.
Then Philly?
I don't know anything about Philadelphia.
That's just when they got all the business done.
I have no idea
You
about
are
the
in
fireworks.
Philadelphia, 1790. So it was New York, then Philly. So I was right.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
You said
Braylon,
you ain't know
you
nothing
just
about
learned
no
something.
Philly.
To
You
answer
said-
your question, was it like in the
1790
1770s?
to 800.
Oh, you're talking about, yes.
The
1800s.
fireworks?
In the fireworks, yes.
1770s?
Yes.
Is it in that decade? So yes.
It is in that area, at that time. Go ahead. What's your guess?
77.
77. You're going with the year the Declaration came into existence. It is, when the heck did it go? 150, John Hancock. 1778.
Very good.
1 year off.
1778.
1 year off.
You're off by one.
Braylon's trivia.
Braylon's trivia is great. I love
During
Braylon.
during World War II, what was the Declaration of Independence stored?
Ooh, I don't know.
In the White House.
Library of Congress.
This is a place you would think like to bury gold. Hence, gold.
To bury gold.
Not bury gold, but
At Mile High Stadium.
where's our
San
gold?
Francisco?
Where's our gold in America? No, it's not Mile High Stadium. Our
San
gold.
Francisco, California. Head west, young man.
49ers.
Our gold.
Denver.
Gold?
Fort Knox.
Fort Knox.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Nice job.
Knox.
I said the 49ers.
I mean, it had Fort in it.
I was thinking Gold Rush.
Yeah. Go west, young man. Go west.
Well, if I would have said Gold Rush, I would have said Gold Rush. All right, one more.
All right, last one.
What famous book that became a Disney movie was published July 4th, 1865? Who was in the White House? Was it Lincoln? Anyway.
1865
What,
was
Disney
Lincoln,
movie?
right?
It was Lincoln. 1865. It was
Book of Secrets.
It was a. No,
Book of Mormon.
it's a cartoon. It's Disney.
Kidding.
Disney.
Jungle Book.
That's a good guess. And Jungle Book is about that old, but no. It's a movie that as I got older, I realized they were talking about doing mushrooms.
Oh my gosh.
What is it?
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh.
Remember the infamous scene where she does, and you won't get it until you see it and you really get it. And she's tripping like the whole time she's on the stuff.
Oh,
I haven't seen that
Disney
in a
was
long
ahead
time.
of themselves. All right.
Man, what, you ever see
Hey,
Fantasia?
Braylon, great job.
Yeah,
Appreciate
that's
that. Man,
great.
just some July 4th stuff for you, man. Just July
Great
4th
job.
for you.
Great job. Great
Next,
job.
coming up next is movie trivia.
Hey, movie trivia for sure.
Guys,
For
I do
sure.
want to talk about a little Detroit
Born on the
Lions
4th of
stuff.
July.
Little Detroit Lions news. ESPN ranks their rosters of all 32 teams. Also, ESPN universally picks the Lions and who else to make the playoffs in 2023. How dangerous is that? But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience, and you will automatically be entered for your chance to win not one but two vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, your wife, your girlfriend, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, aunt, uncle, best friend, whoever you want to give it to. All you have to do is find the Lady Jane's, get your hair cut, and move on with your day. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Hey, welcome back,
What
Woodward
up?
Sports Network. Hit that like button for us. Let's get to over 100 likes by the end of this segment. Let's do it, guys.
Hey, Ray, you working tomorrow?
Fox 2, yeah.
Where you going?
I am going to be doing segments from Hook,
The Hook!
the restaurant in St. Clair Shores,
Oh,
with Chef
nice.
Bobby, ahead of grilling season.
You know, my
grilling
daughter,
day.
Abby, will be there.
Will she be there tomorrow morning?
Abby will be there.
Wow, how about that?
How about it?
That's
Shout out
great.
to a couple people in the chat, man. You said that they got the
El
Fort Knox one right.
Gato said Fort
El
Knox.
Gato.
And Kyle Bird said Fort Knox.
See, that's
as
what I'm
well.
talking about. I can tell those guys watch History Channel like me when they're bored.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's where I get all
Right.
my knowledge from. man.
Very good, no doubt. Guys, I want to talk about get in on some Lions conversation, if we could. ESPN ESPN ranked all 32 teams' rosters. They have the Lions pretty much smack dab in the middle, actually second half of the NFL, 17th. When you look at first guy to the 53rd guy, the Lions roster ranks 17th. They've got the Vikings roster ahead of them. The Seahawks roster is at 12. You look at some other NFC teams, the 49ers at 8, the Cowboys at 6, and the Eagles at 2. So there's about 5 teams in the NFC above the Lions. Eagles, Cowboys, 49ers, Seahawks, and Vikings.
That still gets us in the playoffs.
It still does. But again, Seahawks and Vikings.
That's their opinion, by the way.
That's their opinion.
Yeah.
I understand that. And maybe I'm missing something on this Viking situation because this is the second time I've seen Minnesota's roster ahead of the Lions a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, as I'm looking at this, once again, I say this all the time when it comes to Lions fans. Whenever there's a list for anything, Lions fans are never happy with where they're at. 17th right now. If you're talking about constructed rosters, just look at the Lions last year. Like in terms of how they rank them, Lions were the worst defense, one of the worst defenses in the NFL last year. One of the worst. They were at one point on the verge of being historically bad last year. Now, they played much better at the end of the season, and then in the offseason, yes, they added a lot of key pieces to the secondary, and they drafted some guys, especially Jack Campbell as well, a linebacker that they needed. But they still got to see it on the field. You still got to see it in play. Offense, they're much better. But once again, where's the Pro Bowlers at? Where's the guys that are in the top 10? Where are the guys that are in the top 15? If you look at the rosters ahead of us, every NFC team you name has been to the NFC Championship or been to the Super Bowl or beat us last year. And that would be the Seattle Seahawks, and they got much better as well. So I'm not tripping on the list. I think the Lions, people just still want to see it. People are scared to just go all in on the Lions and say, they are it. The most you ever say, they'll make it to the playoffs. The Lions are definitely going in the right way. But when you start putting them top 10 in the list, people aren't going to do that. When you start talking about them going to the NFC Championship this year, people aren't going to do that either. They're good at 17. I think they'll get much better for them. It's about the continuity. So once they get 5, 6, 7 games under their belt, they'll get better and people will be able to see what we know.
Just remember, just 2 years ago, we would be 32nd, 31st, or 30th.
Yeah. Right.
That's a hell of a jump, and I'll take it. And
Right.
next year,
Last year
we'll
it was
be top 10.
26.
That's right. We'll be next year. They'll be top 10.
That's a great point, Maz.
Yep.
And there is a lot of look, universal support. Anytime there's universal support on something, I almost
It's scary.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Take a listen to this from ESPN over the weekend.
What they say?
1 second.
Lions fans.
We kind of dropped that on poor Parker.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We were talking about the Lions
That's
segment
fine.
here, so I
That's
thought
fine.
maybe it'd just be like pretty understood. The ESPN panel picks the Lions and the Jets to make the playoffs. All of them. Don't worry about
just
it,
like
Parker.
me.
It's fine. So every single NFL analyst picked the Lions and the Jets because you look at a board.
Because they asked for 2 new teams.
Well, yeah.
Like we did the other day.
Right. It's exactly what we did because of the 14 teams that made the playoffs last year, automatically 4 teams that made the playoffs are going to be out and 4 teams are going to be in. So which 4 are out and which 4 are in? And the 2 that everybody settled on was Lions and Jets in.
I thought that was the 2 easiest ones. And easy, and I know we're jumping to conclusions here on the Lions for sure. The Jets, they got Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers has anything left, and I think he does, he gets that team to the playoffs, even though the AFC is a juggernaut this year.
Yeah, and here's my big thing, too. We keep assuming that Aaron Rodgers and this Jets team, we assume that it's going to be this match made in heaven. Yes, the Jets defense last year ranked as high as 3rd in the league, and I think they finished 6th. Yeah. We just think he's going to come on this team. They didn't have a quarterback last year. They were on the verge of making the playoffs. If they had a quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, we saw Aaron Rodgers play horrible last year. He got better towards the end of the year. But who's to say Aaron Rodgers is going to be the Aaron Rodgers we know? Who's to say that is even going to matter, considering the home field advantage that he's had in the last 4 years in Green Bay and done nothing with it? Also, you remember, I just sat here last Thursday and I read the New York Jets schedule. Just because they got a quarterback now to go with that, I think Garrett Wilson's going to be freaking amazing. But yes, that young offense, they're going to be good. That defense is going to be great. you still got to go out there and win games. They open up against Buffalo.
Yeah.
They backdoor that with Cowboys, and then the Chiefs, and then the Broncos, and then the Eagles, and then the Chargers, and then the Giants. They could look up after 7 games and be 2-5 with one-score games. They can lose a lot of close games. So it's not for sure that the Jets are going to get into the postseason. I believe they will, but they got a tough schedule, and they're starting a first-time quarterback for that team. So
I'm just so excited.
Keep an eye on it.
I'm still excited
I
to
am
see
too. Hell yeah.
just to see Aaron Rodgers wearing a single-digit number on the New York Jets. I was excited when Brett Favre came, but this is even, to me as a Jet fan, this is even bigger, I believe. And I think he's really bought in to being in New York, buying that beautiful $11 million house in upstate New Jersey, up in Caldwell, New Jersey. He is locked in. He is 20 minutes from practice, and he's 20 minutes from the stadium. He is right where he's supposed to be. He just seems at peace, and I think the New York fans are going to love him, and I think he is going to love New York.
You got that video, Parker? Oh, I thought you said you had it. I apologize. The video itself, and I'm not sure we'll be able to play it for you, but when you see, the first thing I thought of when I saw this video was, you know when you see the preview of a Monday Night Football game?
Yeah.
And at the bottom where they pick all the winners.
I know.
And every single one of them had, like, Kansas City.
Yes.
Right? And then Kansas City, like, doesn't cover. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like that. Here it is.
Damian Woody, you're up first, and the question here is, who are the 4 teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that will make it this year?
Yeah, Dan, so I'm going to go with the New York Jets. Let's see what else I got.
All right.
The Detroit Lions.
Right.
And just the last one I struggled with, but I'm going with the New Orleans Saints to come out of the NFC South.
The New Orleans Saints to come out of the NFC South. So he said, Diana, he said Jets, Steelers, Saints, and Lions. So what do you think of Damian's list?
I think it took him a long time to get to it, but I actually have to agree with
I think the Jets and the Lions are the 2 obvious choices. Damian and I share those. I also share the Steelers, though.
That was a surprise team to the Steelers, because I think it's easy to say Detroit, New Orleans, and the Jets. Who's that 4th team?
Right.
Steelers finished 7-2.
That's
last year.
Nobody's talking about the Steelers
Because nobody believes in Kenny Pickett. Like, and that is frankly exactly what it is. They don't believe in Kenny Pickett. I also don't believe in the offense, Ryan. Like, that offense was ugly last year for the Steelers. Even when they won 7-2, they got some defensive players back late in the year, and so they were better on defense. But that offense was horrible. Like, just giving the ball to Najee Harris all game, like, that's not going to get it done. Maybe every once in a while catching a fluke touchdown.
He didn't do anything anyway.
Exactly, because they keep force-feeding him the ball. They got to do something with the offense because they got some pieces. You got George Pickens. You have Freiermuth.
I love Freiermuth.
They paid Washington last year. Deontay Washington's a damn good wide receiver. Najee Harris is a running back. You got Kenny Pickett, who looks serviceable at the end of the year. So they got some pieces. He's got offensive coordinator got to do something.
And I'll tell you who my bold prediction is for the playoffs. And you laugh at me all you want.
Carolina?
Nope. My bold prediction to make the playoffs this year, the LA Rams. And I wouldn't even doubt a Lions hosting Matthew Stafford and the Rams in the playoffs.
That would be
Wouldn't
nice.
that be something?
How crazy
I'll
would
take
that
it.
be?
I'll take it.
Yeah, I would too, actually. Let's go.
Because then it's like both sides finally won.
Yep.
It'd be like Matt be walking in with his Super Bowl ring. Meanwhile, we'd be walking in with home field advantage.
And we send him off to his retirement.
Exactly.
Right.
Nice little handshake.
Yep.
Appreciate your service.
Jared Goff over Stafford one last time.
Right, exactly. Guys, we'll take a break, come back, and we'll wrap it up. But first, a message from Les Stanford, Chevrolet Cadillac, Buick GMC, a trusted name for over 50 years. Les Stanford has expanded into Ferndale with a Buick GMC store. Same great service that customers have come to know from their time in Dearborn, where they still stand for over 55 years on Michigan Avenue. But the Buick GMC store right there on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. And of course, you can find the brand you want under one umbrella, under one website. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Fine new road.
Find them.
enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Practice and party at 5 Iron Golf at 5 Iron Golf coming this July in Detroit, located inside the Cambria Hotel. Downtown's newest sports bar has 13 TrackMan simulators, certified instructors, and a full bar and restaurant. Simply put, it's going to be the new place to hang out downtown Detroit. You want to get it. Golf is the big thing. Everybody's talking about golf, but now you don't have to go to the golf course. You can have some drinks, entertain your friends, hit a couple balls here and there, and kick it downtown Detroit where the party is. 5iron.com. Also mention Woodward Sports. Get 50% off of your first visit.
Nice.
Hey guys, where are you at on the Nathan's hot dog eating contest? You guys big fans?
I told you last week, man. Y'all can have that.
Yeah.
Y'all can have that.
I think it's hilarious.
It'd be funny if I was watching the movie to realize that these are like real humans, like dunking these freaking buns in the water. That's the nastiest thing.
Play that video when we're talking here.
It's nasty.
You can play the video while we're talking.
Did he break the record?
We don't need the music. There you
So tomorrow, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. So if you guys are looking for just really easy viewing, over the next 24 hours, it's a 30 for 30. The good, the bad, the hungry. It's on Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi and the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
I will watch that.
It is so freaking good.
It is.
And Kobayashi, and that guy, the head of like Major League
George
Eating,
Shea.
Oh my God, what a jerk.
You don't like George Shea?
Oh my God.
He gets on that microphone and he just thinks he owns the world.
What a terrible person. I mean, he looks like a terrible person.
Why do you say that? I don't really know much about
like
him.
What he did to Kobayashi, and like, he's just a horrible guy. And like pitted this and like appealed to the lowest common denominator. You can't be an American hero. Do you know why? Because you're not American. You can be a hero, but you can't be an American hero. And he's just... You watch this documentary. This dude's a bad guy, and it makes me not want to watch the frickin' thing.
It's just funny listening to your description. So the event that they have planned every year for us to watch on 4th of July is this Nathan's hot dog competition eating. You're talking about what a terrible dude this is, and I'm laughing at hot dogs represent the day we were free, America in a nutshell.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so Joey Chestnut, good dude. He came to Fox 2 actually a couple of months ago. I interviewed him. Really nice guy. But Kobayashi shows his technique for the hot dogs too. And Takes 2.
If I'm gonna watch the documentary, then don't spoil it.
Okay, very good. But then you
I'm
get
messing
that
with
jerk. You know, you
Do that
jerk
again.
your head.
Do that. Ghost ride the whip.
That's a lot of hot dogs. How many did they read? Read that stat.
74 is the record, right?
It's 74 the record.
2,925 hot dogs, 32 competitors, $40,000 total purse on Tuesday. Millions will tune in to watch this. The purse is only 40,000.
Yeah, 10,000 for the winner. Maybe it's increased to like 15 grand, but
It's at historic Coney Island.
Yeah, it is.
It's a cool look. People are there from the beach.
I've seen
They're
it.
drunk. They're there.
Take it
They're
fast.
screaming. They're having a great time.
If you go to a hot dog eating contest, you better be drunk.
Yeah, they are.
you better be drunk.
They are drunk.
Yeah.
But Coney Island is I recommend everyone at least making it to Coney Island once in
Jesus
their life.
Shuttlesworth, man. He
That's
got
it,
game.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Get on down there.
So we'll be watching. What are you guys doing tonight? Anything?
I got a party to go to after here. Uncle Joe's on the lake.
Look at you.
Oh yeah, go over there in Commerce.
Yep, on Commerce on whatever one
You
of those
don't know
lakes.
which
are.
lake it is,
I
though.
forget. If you name a couple lakes, I
I
can
don't
tell
know.
you. It's
It's
not
too many of
long.
them in Michigan,
It's not
man.
Long Lake. It's some lake.
Braylon, what do you got
Cass Lake,
going on?
Union Lake,
You gonna-
Waterford Lake.
You gonna celebrate with CP today?
CP's birthday, man. We'll probably crack open a brew, talk about Ricky Fowler winning his first one in
I
9
love
years. Keep it chill with Pops.
How about
love
you,
it.
Rye?
I'm just hanging out. I got to work tomorrow, so I'm not doing nothing.
You gonna cook a couple steaks?
No,
Man, that
not
sounds
today.
good.
Not today.
You're just chilling now.
Yeah, I don't even know.
variety.
I don't even know where my wife and kids are.
All right. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they're probably out doing something. I'm just gonna go home and
Isn't that nice?
Hey.
yeah, it
Lay
is.
on the
It's
couch
great.
a little.
Maybe get 5 minutes to myself.
Air conditioned.
Maybe 5. All I need is I just need a little bit of time to myself with nobody hassling me.
I think you got it, man.
People that told me that last year, I'd be like, "Wait, that's not good." That's not good.
Maybe they're at the pool.
They're probably at the
Oh,
pool.
yeah.
They're probably
Grosse
at the
Pointe?
pool. Yeah, it's hot out there today.
Yeah.
It's hot out
So
there.
tomorrow after work, what are you gonna do?
Tomorrow after work, what am I
Because
going
it's
to do?
4th of July.
And then
I'm
you're
going to go to the pool bar.
Okay,
Yeah,
go to the
I'm gonna
pool
go
party.
to the pool bar.
All right.
Very good. All right, guys, get us out of here, Bray.
Man, good day to be back. You see what I'm rocking, man. It's getting closer and closer to football season, so I got to start bringing out that maize and blue. Great first day. Tomorrow we'll really dive into the NBA because I don't think we really talked about the actual trades that were made, the deals that were done, and who's going to be the team. I mean, we keep talking about Jokic, but I don't know, man. Maybe the Suns are building something towards championship, man. Maybe Matt Ishbia might be on something. Tune in and find out tomorrow for JB Parker, Uncle Maz on the couch, brother from another mother to my left, Brian Ermanni. We are Ermanni and Edwards with Maz.
Happy
See you
4th,
tomorrow.
everybody.
Happy 4th. May the 4th be with you.
See you Wednesday.
USA, USA, USA.
Kobayashi.
Go. Chestnut.